What is up, guys? I'm Mikey31 here, Madden 19. Haven't fired up some Ultimate Team footage in well, close to 2 weeks now. Going to be showing two games here. This game here, we're running out of the run and shoot. Second game will be against a viewer of my channel, where I'll be running some Seattle Seahawks stuff, trying to get that offense down. But yeah, going to be rolling with the run and shoot here against this dude, and you know, it is what it is with this game. The annoyances of trying to spread the field against, defensive personnel that makes no sense. He's going to be starting out here in a 3-4, and he's going to be spying Steve Young, of course. So there's all kinds of traffic over the middle. And really what I want to talk about is a couple of things. One is, observing what's going on in the Twitter sphere and the Madden community as a whole. I think it's about time for another State of the Game / State of the Madden community address. And seeing how we're here in February, as Kittle gets just destroyed there, I would say that, in mid-February now, I would say that the state of the Madden community is burnt out and frustrated. My online franchise, where I have the Panthers, has ground to a halt after 3 seasons. The one that I have the Jets in, we're in season 4, still going on strong. And but in general, you just have a lot of guys that are just kind of gritting their teeth and bearing the game for the most part. And that's not a good thing. You shouldn't feel like you need to will yourself to play through a game. But really, the way the game has kind of ebbed and flowed for the past 3 months, he really tried to throw that ball. I'm still playing my match coverages, by the way. I'll go into that in probably a future video, how I'm still playing my match zones, quarters, cover 3 match, cover 6, cover 9, that I've been basing out of since August. And, that's going to segue into one of the reasons why people are pretty much just irritated with the game right now. The game has changed so drastically, as we do a nice little user pick there at Earl Thomas. But the game has changed so drastically with updates and tuners that I think the game is in an incredibly unstable place. We're seeing, and Zan pointed this out in his tweets this week, we're seeing receivers doing some really funky things catch-wise. You have the ag catch issue, which we all know, but you also have receivers that are not animating for catches when they should on throws and causing people completions and they're wide open. Just the whole thing is just a mess. The quarter flat zones, the match coverage zones, they've gone through tweaks and tunings, and there was a point a couple updates ago where the coverage rules out of the match zones, they weren't perfect, the techniques weren't exact, but it was passable and usable to where you could comfortably base out of them. And then a tuning update came out and a patch came out after that, which threw them, for loop versus bunch formations, tight end trips, and hot route combinations out of those type of sets, and motion snapping, out of those sets as well. I'll touch on that in some of the gameplay that I'm showing here, as well as in another video where I go over how I'm playing the match zones now. Long story short, basically the box checks that you would get out of match quarters versus bunch aren't there. They don't work. What ends up happening is that number 3 vertical gets turned loose a lot by a simple hot route streak, and you throw in a bunch of crossers that everybody loves to run. The way a bunch set would be defended out of match quarters, and really out of most match zone concepts, cover 4 or cover 3 or a combination like cover 6 or cover 9, is that you would guard the point man in the bunt formation, the receiver up on the line of scrimmage, man-to-man, either with a slot defender or a safety, and then you'd play inside-out zone coverage on the outside receiver and a number 3 receiver, with a 3 receiver hook, inside to, rob any short crossers. That's generally the gist of it. But the game has not respected that box call, and as a result, you have a situation where if you saw on my user pick with Earl Thomas for the touchdown, you saw the crosser coming, freeze a bird all the way across the field. If I was not on Earl Thomas, he would have been wide the hell open. But, you know, a combination of knowing what the match rules are in real life, how they translate into the game, and what causes them to glitch, I was able to recognize it and, you know, make the play. And that's where, you know, part of the skill gap in the game is also based off of having a knowledge gap. You're going to go against people that are going to dial up stuff that, you know, try to glitch out the coverage, and you got to be aware of that and recognize that and do something about it, because your opponent certainly isn't going to do it until you do. Like here, I'm showing press quarters, and you're going to see here a case of the quarter flat chasing the route across the field. They're back to doing that again, crossing with under routes where they shouldn't be. You should just be staying at home unless that route releases underneath. And that's what's frustrating. You have all these fixes and patches throughout the months, and some stuff gets fixed, some stuff gets watered down, some stuff gets nerfed, and new stuff gets thrown out of whack. And I think people are at a point where they're sick and tired of metas. You know, they're sick and tired of having to play around the shortcomings of the game. And people just end up playing the same type of opponent over and over and over again, running the same thing that the last opponent ran, and there's no creativity. There's no variability to the online head-to-head experience because everyone's running the same stuff, because that is how to best compete with the quote-unquote meta. You have some pockets of creativity here and there. I mean, I'm pretty sure that not many people are psychos like me and still playing nickel and 4-3 and basing out of match coverage and playing, you know, spread, run, and shoot, for example. But by and large, it's a monkey see, monkey do out there. Like, what do you see in the MCS tournaments? Gun bunch, gun bunch, gun bunch, and more gun bunch. And it just gets irritating and dull to deal with as Aeneas Williams gets beat there. Might be time to move on from Aeneas. He might be a little bit slow now this time of year, even with Sprinter Chem. But anyhow, I'm down 10-7 here, and, you know, again, going back to the things about this game that annoy people, I'm here playing, you know, 4 wide. We're really, you know, 3 wide and a tight end. I mean, I have Kittle out there. Kittle's basically a glorified wide receiver anyway. And my opponent here is just playing 3-4, 4-3, and 5-2 with a sprinkling of nickel here and there, or dollar, I should say, and being far more of a pain in the behind to deal with than he should be. Linebackers out there being able to walk out and cover, you know, wide receivers like Tyreek Hill down the field, or baseline defenses that are able to shoot out to the sideline and, you know, get the balls and get the players that they have no business being able to reach. As I do a little playmaker there after I got flushed, and here we're going to do a little bit of zone read and take the lead 14-10. As again, he was in 5-2 cover 2, so I figured, okay, I'm not going to be able to run the ball if I run inside zone, so option the guy out of there and get the numbers back in my favor. There we get a INT. I got kind of fortunate there to that late. I was in the best of positions. If he playmaker or left it, I might have been in a bit of trouble. And here I'm in cover 9, and he has no clue he's looking at there. And really, cover 9 has been my, you know, go-to trips and bunch stopper when someone shows me that they can attack quarters, either legitimately or if they know how to do the hot route configurations that can cause it to bomb out and put my user in a world of hurt. And it all just gets irritating to deal with. This game, and it's in, rewards knuckleheads who don't know what they're doing. I mean, another horrible throw there. Now, you know, you're not going to win every game. Sometimes you're going to play poorly. Sometimes someone's going to be better than you. But the amount of times that you're in these grinded out affairs against people that are just complete and utter mindless drones, it's just too much. I mean, I don't know what has gone on with the wide receiver catching. Me, you know how I roll with the aggressive catch. I'll never complain about a one-on-one shot on a 50-50 ball where it's, you know, my guy versus yours. But these catch and traffic ones around 2, 3 defenders that people feel safe throwing because the penalty for throwing it is not very severe. It just does not lead to a good experience for people, and rightfully so. Now, the play before that, I got stuck on my defensive tackle, and bad things seem to happen whenever that occurs, and then Jerry Rice gets me there. So now he's going to be back motion snapping again. He's going to try to run it in. Stop him here. He's going to go back, and he's going to be running empty here, actually. And this should have been a pick 6, but of course, with the movement and the camera panning, it's not. It's just too many things like that that just annoy you. He's showing a press look here. If this is cover 2, it's going to be a very big play because square is going to convert to a fade. I did not trust throwing that seam option route over his user, so I settled for the bubble outlet. And here, with 60 choice here, I have deep route specialist on Moss, so I say, why not convert him to a skinny post, see what happens. And sure enough, since he's in base align, the safety over in the far hash, he's unable to get there. Even in real life, no safety is going to get to that play. And even in Madden, no safety is going to get to that play. So I get a big play there. So, trying to put this game away, and he goes nickel Roby on me and blasts a receiver. And then we go to the old high point to the end zone, and that will end the game. So there you go. He's going to eject here. And my next game here, which you'll see, I'll be playing the same style of defense. I've been running out of the Jags defensive playbook all year long since the beginning of the year. And I've been recently trying to get the Seattle Seahawks playbook down. And that will be what I'm using in this game. And I'm playing exclusively out of wide trips. When I'm trying to learn a playbook, I like to take it a formation at a time, try to play through an entire game just out of one set and get the plays down and then move on from there. And a guy like this was a good guy to run into. He sent me a message during the game, let me know that he's a viewer of my YouTube channel, which I appreciate. It's good to be appreciated and known for your work and have people respect it and give you props for it. So that's always welcome. And he's going to be playing a lot of big nickel. Let me pop a little inside zone action there. And that's really what you see. You're really seeing right now either big nickel or nickel 3-3-5 and some 4-3 here and there. Because people want the sets that are able to get favorable pass rush animations without having to commit too many people to blitzing so they can play coverage and still get a respectable rush off. And I can't really blame people for trying to do that because it's really difficult to get an interior pass rush. And that's what Zan was talking about these damn catch animations. Wide open there, and did you see how late he went into that animation? Cost me a completion in a big play. A touchdown, really. But that's been happening a lot lately. You've been seeing that with receivers lately, doing stuff like that all over the field on a pretty consistent basis. But going back to the, big nickel and 3-3-5 stuff, people are trying to get a pass rush. You can't really get an interior pass rush because you don't have defensive line stunts to work with. So people are trying to find ways to create something that resembles it. But what happens is that the line can't always handle it, which is another thing that frustrates people. Trying to run an offense under center with any type of regularity is a really frustrating process. I've actually started doing my run through of all the playbooks. I'm going to be playing through all the offensive playbooks in the game and just kind of getting my impressions of them, where they're good, where they fall short, what route concepts are good, what run concepts are good, which ones are a mess, and ranking them like I did a couple years ago. Again, just trying to find some ways to keep, Ultimate Team engaging for me. Oh my gosh, Earl Thomas. Oh my goodness. But yeah, lots and lots of problems. There I get really fortunate. I was playing hard flat, cover 3, and of course if you do any changes to the curl flats, you're going to lose the reroute. And I got fortunate here. I'm replaying some press match quarters, and my opponent is going to make a really bad read here, and very disappointed that was not an INT. A throw into triple coverage has to be punished. Has to be punished. So there you go. So I am back on O. One little inside zone. Ricky Williams, he's a 94 overall now. I'm finding him a little bit slow now. Like it's sacked, jeez. He does not seem to have the same giddy up as, early in the year. At least in my opinion. And here we're going to hit Moss over the middle. Just trying to get into a rhythm and get some points here on this drive and answer. But we are going to goof and throw an INT. I had Kittle open for a touchdown, looked like, again, but I missed it. Bad read by me. And, got to give credit for a good user play. Force a check down here. And, again, I'm going to go over how I'm playing match coverage still and surviving another video. That helps. Pass rush always helps. I mean, if a receiver has time to cross one side of the field to the other, he's more than likely going to get open, so your pass rush has to get home. And we're at a point in the year now where everyone's getting so fast that they will separate, unless you have the guys with the track shoes to get up with them. And here, Ed Reed somehow does not come up with this ball. That's 2 plays that each of my safeties I felt should have made on the ball that they missed. And that's going to be costly. This next play, touchdown, down 10-0. He's running out of the Arizona Cardinals playbook. I can't remember who it was. One of the guys in the club championship tournament was running spread 4 wide out of that playbook, and he did it very well. Hats off to him. And I've seen some people try to implement that as well when I'm not running into the usual split close, gun bunch, trips tight end stuff. And really, when it comes to spread, outside of the annoyances of base of line being able to, defend spread sets better than they have any business doing, what really is going to boil down to how effective you're going to be out of, spread formations is whether or not you're going to get cooperation out of your offensive line. Now you're probably saying, well, that goes with anything, but more so in this game because we all know how the line logic works and how easy it is to fool it, and spread sets historically in Madden over the past couple of years have not been good sets for picking up blitzes that people like to run. But again, if you have games, and you never know what those games are, where you can pick up blitzes with your back and your old line, you can function. But you just don't know how often you'll be able to function. Curve 6 invert here. I'm going to bring this safety into the box. I'm playing the vertical hook. And let's go. Tight coverage there. Really nice coverage. And we had Von Miller coming in on the base pass rush. And of course, you got to spy these quarterbacks as well. Here comes LT. Let's go. And I want a sack fumble on those. Give me sack fumbles back. So we have the ball back in good field position. And here, I did the hard count. And I anticipated getting a free play, but no flag was thrown. And, there you go. So I'm going to go down 10-3. Well played by him. And that's that. So anyhow, those are my thoughts. Would love to hear what you guys think. And I will talk to y'all later. Peace. Oh, what do you guys think of the AAF so far? I think it's a fun league. I think it's very watchable. The QB play is a little iffy, which you would expect. The line play as well for the same reasons, but overall I think it's a very watchable league. And I think it has a chance to stick as a feeder into the NFL, which I think is going to cause the XFL some problems in its long-term viability. But I like the AAF. I like that you can watch it on YouTube. They stream games on there. The attendance seems to be pretty good. I like the pace of the game. I like how they've kind of liberalized the rules a little bit to compensate for the fact that you're not playing with as quality tier QBs and O-lines. Like you can only rush a maximum of 5 people, for example, things like that, which I think it was a little bit weird at first, but it's kind of grown on me to the point where after 2 weeks I don't even think about it that much. But I think they have a pretty good thing going. Anyway, what do you guys think? Peace.